It's Monday, February 25th. In a crackdown on Saturday, the Jammu and Kashmir police detained separatist leaders from the valley, mostly from the Jamaat-e-Islami. Abdul Hamid Fayaz, Jamaat-e-Islami local chief, and Yasin Mallik, JKLF leader, are among those detained. The government has also ordered the deployment of an additional 100 companies of paramilitary forces in the state. While the movement of security personnel is being attributed to impending elections, the move, seen along with the crackdown on separatists and the hearing on the challenge to the contentious Article 35A expected in the Supreme Court today or anytime this week, has led to speculation that the government is inclined to take a definite position on the matter. The Times of India on Sunday reported that the centre may seek an expeditious hearing in the case. The report also quotes sources as saying the government is also considering the option of promulgating an ordinance to scrap the provision, which is key to the endurance of the special status provided to the state through Article 370 of the Constitution. So what is Article 35A? Article 35A disallows non-permanent Jammu and Kashmir residents from buying or owning immovable property in the state. It bars non-permanent residents from getting government jobs or aid. The article empowers the Jammu and Kashmir legislature to define the state's permanent residents. Essentially, 35A mandates that no law made in Jammu and Kashmir with regard to restrictions imposed on acquisition of immovable property, employment in state government, scholarships and aid given by the state government shall be challenged or struck down or declared void on the grounds that it is inconsistent with fundamental rights. Remember, the challenge to 35A is that laws enacted in pursuance of Article 35A are violative of Article 14 and 21 of the Constitution. So who is a Jammu and Kashmir permanent resident? All those born or settled in Jammu and Kashmir before 1911, or those having lawfully acquired immovable property in the state, or has been ordinarily a resident in the state not less than 10 years prior to the date. How did Article 35A come to be? Maharaja Hari Singh, who ruled the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir, had defined state subjects through two notifications in 1927 and 1932. These notifications have been relied upon while defining permanent residents in the Jammu and Kashmir Constitution. In October 1947, Maharaja Hari Singh signed the Instrument of Accession. As per the Instrument of Accession, Article 370 was incorporated in the Indian Constitution, which guaranteed special status to Jammu and Kashmir. Central legislative powers over the state were limited to the three subjects of defence, foreign affairs and communication. Article 35A was incorporated in the Indian Constitution in 1954 under a presidential order. What is the apprehension in the valley? There is apprehension that doing away with Article 35A will bring large-scale demographic changes in the Muslim-majority valley and eventually erode Jammu and Kashmir's autonomy. A day after announcing that it has taken over control of the Bahawalpur headquarters of Jaish-e-Mohammed, the terror outfit which claimed responsibility for the Pulwama suicide attack that killed 40 CRPF soldiers, Pakistan has now done a U-turn. Pakistan's Information Minister Fawad Chaudhry had told news agency PTI on Friday that, quote, the Punjab government had taken over control of the JEM headquarters in Bahawalpur. The move evidently was in response to the UN Security Council's condemnation in strongest terms of the heinous and cowardly terror attack in Pulwama. The Security Council had stressed on the need to hold organizers and financiers of such reprehensible acts accountable and bring them to justice. The statement named Jaish-e-Mohammed. Now, Pakistan's Interior or Home Ministry spokesperson was also quoted by Pakistani newspapers as saying, the government of Punjab has taken over control of a campus comprising Madrasatul Sabir and Jama-e Masjid Subhanallah in Bahawalpur, reportedly the headquarters of Jaish-e-Mohammed, and appointed an administrator to manage its affairs. The action, the ministry had said, was taken in line with the decision of the National Security Committee meeting held under the chairmanship of Prime Minister Imran Khan. Then came the U-turn, going back on his earlier announcement that the complex in Bahawalpur was JEM's headquarters. Pakistan's Information Minister Fawad Chaudhry on Saturday claimed the complex only hosted a seminary.
ये वो मदरसा है जिसके बारे में प्रोपेगेंडा कर रहा था भारत कि ये जैश ए मोहम्मद का हेडक्वार्टर है। कल पंजाब हुकूमत मीडिया के भी तमाम नुमाइंदों को इस मदरसे में लेके जाएगी, जहाँ पे आप खुद देख सकेंगे कि ये मदरसा किस तरह से काम कर रहा था। यहाँ पर इस वाक़े का मैं दोबारा बता देना चाहता हूँ कि कोई ताल्लुक़ नहीं है इन कार्रवाइयों का जो कि कश्मीर में वाक़या हुआ उससे।
The Pakistani government on Saturday took a group of local journalists to the campus in Bahawalpur and claimed it is, quote, a routine seminary having no links with Jaish-e-Mohammed. A local journalist who visited the seminary and spoke to some students and teachers there said, when asked about the Jaish-e-Mohammed and Masood Azhar, they showed complete ignorance about them. Perhaps they were briefed before our visit, PTI reported. Reacting to incidents of harassment, intimidation, and in some cases of alleged assault of Kashmiris following the Pulwama attack, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday said,
हमारी लड़ाई आतंकवाद के खिलाफ है, मानवता के दुश्मनों के खिलाफ है। हमारी लड़ाई कश्मीर के लिए है, कश्मीर के खिलाफ नहीं है, कश्मीरियों के खिलाफ नहीं है। पिछले दिनों कश्मीरी बच्चों के साथ हिंदुस्तान के किसी कोने में इस देश में ऐसा होना नहीं चाहिए। कश्मीर का बच्चा वो भी इन आतंकवादियों से परेशान है, वो भी आतंकवाद को खत्म करने के लिए हमारे साथ आने के लिए तैयार है, हमें उसको साथ रखना है।
Former Chief Minister Omar Abdullah thanked the Prime Minister for his statement, saying it's been more than a week since the terrible attack in Pulwama and more than a week that Kashmiris have been bearing the brunt of public anger. Perhaps finally, after Prime Minister Modi has spoken, these forces targeting Kashmiris will stop in their tracks. Journalist Priya Ramani will today appear before a court hearing the criminal defamation case filed by former Minister MJ Akbar. Nearly 20 women have provided detailed accounts accusing Akbar of sexual misconduct, even sexual assault. The former minister, though, denied the allegations, calling them baseless. Remember, he was eventually made to resign from the Modi cabinet. The use of criminal defamation to silence others from speaking up has been a feature of the #MeToo movement elsewhere as well. At the time the court issued summons to Ramani, the journalist had tweeted to say, "Time to tell our side of the story." Congress President Rahul Gandhi has asked Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel to file a review petition against a Supreme Court order directing states to evict families of Adivasis and other forest dwellers whose claims over forest land were rejected. In order to preempt large-scale evictions, it would be expedient to file a review petition and take any other action as deemed fit by the Chief Minister, Gandhi wrote. The Supreme Court had on February 13th ordered the eviction of more than 10 lakh families of Adivasis and other forest dwellers from forest lands across 16 states. The order came after the top court heard petitions challenging the validity of the Forest Rights Act. The petitioners had demanded that those whose claims over traditional forest lands are rejected under the law should be evicted. Gandhi cited a status report of the Ministry of Tribal Affairs on the implementation of the Forest Rights Act, which highlighted that less than 45% of the individual forest rights and 50% of community forest rights claims were approved as on April in 2018. Further, the Ministry of Tribal Affairs has pointed out that forest staff often raised frivolous objections leading to rejection, Gandhi said. And finally, ace shuttler and Olympic silver medalist PV Sindhu became the first woman to co-pilot the Made in India fighter jet Tejas at the Women's Day celebrations at the Aero India 2019 Air Show in Bengaluru. Built by state-run Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, Tejas is the smallest and lightest multi-role supersonic fighter jet in its class and was approved for induction into the Indian Air Force at the military exhibition, considered Asia's largest. That's all for today. Fasten your seatbelts for a great Monday. We'll see you here tomorrow. Love your morning fix? Help support our journalism. Subscribe to Scroll Plus using the link in the description.